My name is Lucas Stoffel. I'm a painter and artist living in New York City. My interest in cultures are really at the core of everything I do. When I go to Bali or when I go to Nepal, I'm exploring. So a lot of this comes from just exploration of different cultures. My excitement for my career comes from figuring out how other people live, right? Yes, I want it to be beautiful, but I also want people to understand what Balinese dance and what Balinese tradition is. So there's a lot of things that happen in other cultures that we as Americans just, it just goes over our head. And a lot of that has to do with different religions. And so a lot of my work is religious and a lot of it is very cultural.
My name is Laura Von Holtkan. I live in New York City and I am best friends with Luke. He's been painting for I think 15 years or more now, that I found out that he taught himself how to paint. He didn't learn it anywhere. He knew his sister knew how to paint, so he figured he could do it too. Which I think is incredible because his work is so sophisticated and so detailed. He's got this very interesting view of the world where he has an artist's eye, where he picks out a certain frame and then he layers it with his sense of color and vibrancy and also the local vibrancy, and then but then has like an Andy Warhol bird's eye view on it where it gets kind of flat but it's also still really colorful in dimension.
It's very hard to create, and so you spend a lot of time being analytical and thinking about, oh, what's my next step? And so it isn't until I have a gallery show or that I see everything in public that you have any type of joy or excitement, because you're so focused on your work, you don't have time to feel. During the pandemic, it was just a way for me to zone out. So I would spend 10 hours in a day in front of a painting and then just wake up and repeat. I think when you're an artist, your biggest challenge is always getting in front of the right person. And it's not necessarily for me about selling any of my work. It's about how can I meet the right people to advance the work to the next stage.
Luke painted 20 paintings over the whole pandemic. He just had an art show in New York. He carried all the paintings down from his apartment, put them in a van, took them to the gallery, hung them up, and they're beautiful. I've seen them in the apartment. When you put them on a wall, they are genius masterpieces. I forgot how big these were and complicated these were. So we had this beautiful art show. The gallery's gorgeous, and people are coming off the street, and they were so excited to actually meet the artist.
A lot of the purpose really, to me, is to bring these other cultures to people that don't necessarily understand or have an identity with. So when I was in New York, a lot of the gallery show was about explaining what Sri Lankan culture was to people, what Balinese dance was to people. And I think it enhances the whole exhibition and all of the art in general when people can start to be educated by what I am showing them.
See, this is really different. I know you feel out your element because we're not in Chi-Chi's. I'm Maurice Renee, and I'm here at the ADC Gallery with famed artist Lucas Stoffel. I am also joined by my co-host Romeo Redwine.
What's up, everybody? We are at a gallery. We're celebrating Luke. Tell us about your art.
My art is all inspirational of all my travels all around the world, so everything is kind of like a collective of what I've kind of experienced in my life. I'm a photographer first, so I took photography. I worked for Hawaiian Airlines magazine, and I did photography around all the islands for them. And then I came back to New York and painted Hawaii. But I lived in Hawaii for like a year. I still did all the cool stuff. I surfed. I did the experience Hawaii, but
A year in Hawaii. Wow. Next year we're gonna do that. Now this one is.
It kind of looks like you a little bit.
You think? What? The eyes? Just
The color.
the color?
I am standing here with Kay. What do you think about his artwork?
I think it's really interesting. It's very exotic. Would you not agree with me? It's very exotic, very colorful. I like the whole Asian theme, clearly.
Now, what other places that have inspired you to paint?
So I got Today we have Hawaii back of me. I got to Taiwan over there. I spent 2 months in Taiwan. And my recent trip to India, which was spectacular, is right across the wall of the gallery.
What places are you going in the future that may inspire you?
My next project that I want to do is called Japanation. So I want to go to Japan for 2 months and kind of experience the culture of Japan and do a whole project on Japan.
All right, Maurice, we are in front of Mana, and this is from Little Japan. This is inspired by Japan. Strike that pose, Maurice. Strike that pose.
You were nominated by GLAAD as one of the top 100 artists. How was that for you?
Last year I was nominated as one of their top 100 artists. It was the best night of my life. It was a sensational party. My work sold for a great auction price, and it was really wonderful.
So, Maurice, we're standing in front of the Jesus. It looks like his heart is broken or it's very torn. What do you make of that?
He like, y'all messed up my world. So what?
You're so silly, Maurice. I really think that this picture embodies the red, the look in his eyes. Let me try.
I was looking at some of the prices of some of your art. They're gonna give me a piece of a frame.
They're going to give you the piece of the frame.
Do you think that you would possibly one day open up your own art gallery?
In my dreams, I would open up my own art gallery. I don't know that that's going to happen right now, though.
If you put it out there to happen.
If I put it out there, maybe it'll happen. I put this out there and it happens.
Wow. Buddha.
Ooh.
You love rubbing Buddhas.
I actually love that painting you did of Romeo. I think it's called Buddha.
Buddha? Yeah, it's right over there. I love that one, bro.
But my favorite painting of yours is a Natatu Watashi. I actually love that painting.
Well, that painting actually funded my whole trip to Taiwan. So everything on that end of the gallery is because of that painting.
Well, I didn't want to tell Maurice, but I bought you that painting. I took a picture of the painting, and you're going to get it next month. So that's the best I could do. I mean, that's the best I could do. You're painting, where do you usually paint at? Is there a special place? Do you have a little sacred corner? Because I imagine you need to be quiet and very serene to paint.
I'm not quiet.
But when you draw,
I paint in my kitchen. I turn up the iPod, I paint in my kitchen. It's usually 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, whoa!
Take us back to when you were younger. You were first starting to color. Would you ever imagine that you would be painting such vivid, bold colors way back then?
My mom did. I did not. I was like, I'm gonna be an actor. I'm gonna be like on the stage. Yeah, I was not gonna be a painter. But my mom kept pushing the painting, and it paid off. I came to New York and I worked in theater for about 3 years when my art started to really take off. And so then I kind of just let it take off. So my mom was right. Moms are good.
Well, Luke, I thank you me and Maurice want to thank you for showing us great art, bold colors, inspirational for us, and we hope that you'll have us in the future, and good luck with your next exhibit.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
So didn't you have fun?
I did. It was very different. I'm glad you brought me.
This was better than the movies, right?
It was, because it was something I've never been to. I've never been to a gallery. I never got a chance to meet the actual artists. I want him painting, Maurice.
That's good. Well, the Rainbow Collective doesn't have the funds yet to pay for that painting, so you're going to have to do it the best way you could.
Well, I'm asking you to get it for me.
And I said the Rainbow Collective.
Well, I do want to say that it was phenomenal. Luke blessed us with his presence. We got an opportunity to see different art and talk with some of the people in the gallery. Rainbow Collective is doing major things for season 3. Thank you for watching us, and look for more exciting things coming up.